Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to start the FORTANIX presentation. So you probably may have not heard of FORTANIX before. We're a startup company, Series B funded. Intel Capital has invested in us, as well as Foundation Capital and NeoTribe. We've been in business about 3 years, and our company background is really, we're a bunch of cryptographers who thought that the world needed the next generation HSM. So that's how we started the company. We've attracted a number of customers in the last few years, and we have about 15 different patents that are pending. So when you talk about FORTANIX, what is our mission and what are we trying to do? Your legacy HSMs were typically an appliance that were sold for you to deploy, for you to rack. They didn't scale very well. So what we thought is that the world needs HSM, but as a service that's designed for the cloud and actually can scale on the cloud. The other high-level mission for FORTANIX is how do we create security where you don't need to have perimeter equipment, security infrastructure, and that type of gear. So what we're working on now is encryption. So we can encrypt files, we can encrypt applications, and we can manage the keys. So, in today's world, there are 3 types of security breaches that everyone is relatively aware of, where you can steal data at rest, you can tamper it when it's in transit, and when the application is running. So what FORTANIX has done is we partnered with Intel, and we use SGX-enabled environments. So we use their secure enclaves, and we run our application within there. So even if the host is breached, it wouldn't matter. You still can't get at the data. So there's some animation on our product and how it runs. So now if we talk about the actual products that FORTANIX has, I'll take you through this a little bit more in detail. So we developed the SDKMS, which is our self-defending key management system, and that is it's a product that we actually deploy in the cloud, and Equinix actually deploys that as a Smart Key service, which is branded by them, but it runs FORTANIX. And we have a number of customers that are using that today. So what we've done differently from your legacy HSMs is we use a quorum method for our products. It scales very easily in the cloud. It's redundant, and it works. The other product that we're working on with IBM is our Enclave operating system, as well as the data manager, the Enclave manager. Again, in the IBM cloud, in their SGX-enabled environment, we are able to encrypt the whole application, and IBM is offering that as a product and as a service run by FORTANIX. And very recently, we've put together the Enclave development platform for developers that want to work in Rust and utilize some of the SGX tools that we're using. So for the secure key management, the self-defending key management, as I mentioned, so we have everything that your legacy HSM will do, but you can actually take it as a service or on-premise. And it scales. It's much easier to deploy. And there's significant savings as well. And all the APIs that are standard in the industry for this, we support as well. So KMIP and PKCS11 and everything else. So I think what's important with this is to show that, so we have many financial companies, without disclosing whom they are, that use this service. And they bought hardware HSMs from us, which is our FX2200 appliance that's FIPS 140-2 Level 3 certified. and they use it in a distributed fashion. So this is the world's top 3 asset management company. That's what their deployment looks like, and they love it. It works, and that is, that's in comparison to your traditional HSMs. So it's distributed. They all talk together, and they can manage the master key as well as the other crypto keys. I think what's important to show on this slide is the Equinix Smart Key. It's a huge, it's a global solution right now that Equinix offers. It's run by FORTANIX. So if you don't want to deploy HSMs, you can take our HSM as a service through Equinix. It's used across the globe, and it's easily scalable. The addition to our product line, which is maturing, is the Enclave operating system and the Enclave manager. Primarily, we're working with IBM on this, and they're branding it as their IBM Cloud Data Shield, Runtime Encryption. So the way that product works is, it works in connection with our SDKMS, where the key gets managed through our key management system, but we can go ahead and encrypt the whole application in different Kubernetes containers, and it's a completely secure product that has also an SGX-enabled environment. And I wanted to point out to one thing, that is, so we have a booth over here, and we have some other folks in there that can help with more technical questions that you might have afterwards. But then most recently, we developed the Enclave development platform. Again, everything is SGX enabled in our environment. So we use the specific enclaves within Intel and their microprocessors. And that's a must for our platform to work. We write it in Rust. And relatively new product, just came out about a month or 2 ago. Again, more for developers that are wanting to develop on SGX and utilize the Enclave security features that Intel has. So that's about it. That's all I have. Any questions? Questions? Maybe I could help. You go ahead. In terms of transactions per second, we don't, since our product is very scalable, so we run it in the quorum, and we can add, we can add HSMs to the quorum very easily without having to take down the whole network. We sell 3 to 6 nodes at a time. We're getting anywhere from 1 to 2,000 TPS in certain key sizes, and it's been sufficient for the customers that we've actually sold to. But versus some of the legacy HSMs that they're using their own SSL chip and others. So yeah. So our performance is tied to our software as well as the Intel SGX performance in the CPU. Yeah. So, you know, when FORTANIX was started, it decided that, you know, true security is really not, like I mentioned, infrastructure security or perimeter security. If we can use encryption now to encrypt a whole application, and you have a breach on the host, it wouldn't matter, because the way that we use the memory and those secure enclaves within the Intel SGX CPU, it can't be breached anyways. And that's whether or not it's data in rest or in motion. So it's a fundamentally different approach to encryption that, you know, we're partnering with Intel on, and that's how we go about it.